Veliswa Boya. I'm a developer advocate at AWS. I'm here to tell an AWS customer story. I'm here to tell the story of Aerobotics, a company that was founded in Cape Town, South Africa. Who is Aerobotics? Aerobotics is a company that was founded in Cape Town, South Africa in 2014. It's a team of agronomists, of engineers, of product developers, creatives, and customer service experts. Their mission is to build intelligent tools, and these tools in turn help their customers feed the world. Why did I choose Aerobotics' story? It's a proudly South African company, and me being South African, the story really did stand out for me. But over and above that, as we go through and understand and learn more of their story, we will see how customer obsession really goes into how they build their products. I mentioned on the previous slide about Aerobotics' customer obsession, how their customers' feedback goes as input into how they build their product. It was fascinating to me when I was reading up about Aerobotics, about how this feature that you're seeing now, the green and the red dots, how this is as per feedback from one of their very first customers. This customer did not want to see a lot of numbers when they interact with the app. They wanted to see green for a healthy tree crop and red for an unhealthy tree crop. And this was exactly what Aerobotics then went and built into the app. So what does Aerobotics do? They help tree crop farmers control pests and diseases. They also help with yield management. They help farmers forecast yield and then can decide time to harvest. Farmers can lose up to 20% of their annual yield because of not having accurate insights when it comes to yield and time to harvest. Aerobotics' aerial imagery supports their industry-leading product. This product includes insights on farm health, on tree canopy size, on tree counts, and on missing tree counts. Their agricultural customer base then uses these insights to protect and to increase production. This has become even more important in light of environmental changes and very growing population sizes. So some of the numbers behind Aerobotics, and these numbers you will find on their website. I have the link to their website there at the bottom of the slide. You can just go and take a look and find out more information. So what are the numbers behind Aerobotics? Like I've already been mentioning, they were founded in 2014 by James Patterson and Benji Meltzer. James is the CEO and Benji is the CTO and co-founder. Their team operates all the way from Cape Town all the way through to Los Angeles. They have processed over 100 million trees through their application. The team size has more than 80 people, and their customer base is in more than 18 countries. They have more than 100 drone pilots who capture aerial imagery for their customers continuously. They have detected and sized over 1 million citrus fruit. As AWS, we had a chat with Aerobotics and just to find out why AWS for Aerobotics. The answers that I'm going to be reading through are as supplied by the CTO of Aerobotics, Benji, whom I already mentioned on the previous slide. So the very first question that we asked Benji was, why AWS? And this is what he said. Their business has scaled rapidly over the last few years, from both a product and a commercial perspective. They have worked with AWS to help achieve this scale without having to worry about upfront infrastructural costs. We then asked, how does AWS benefit your customers? And this is what he said. AWS has enabled us to service customers all over the world with high levels of performance. Through services like CloudFront, we are able to get our technology into our customers' hands securely, and with low latency. And then we asked, what are you able to do now with AWS that you were not able to do before? And this is what he said. Through AWS, we have been able to focus our time on developing solutions that will help solve our customers' problems rather than building infrastructure. And then we asked, Cape Town, and you're based in Cape Town, the Cape Town region that launched in 2020, how did this benefit you and your customers? And this is what we got back from him. We were now, or are now, better able to serve local customers in better data transfer and better application latency. Let's now take a look at the services that are behind the product of Aerobotics as hosted on AWS. This is a list of just some of the services that they've been able to leverage for their product and in turn to innovate for their customer. They use Amazon S3 to host all the data. It's all the raw imagery and the processed imagery. For data processing, they leverage Amazon EC2, Amazon EKS, AWS Fargate for EKS, and AWS Lambda. And this is all for data processing and compute. And then for database management, they leverage Amazon DynamoDB and Amazon RDS. To host and to serve the application, they leverage Amazon CloudFront. And for all the machine learning, for the training and the building of all the models for the imagery recognition, they leverage Amazon SageMaker. And now on a very high level, what is the process flow for Aerobotics? I just need to mention that the application is called AeroView and the company is Aerobotics. So the process flow for the AeroView application, what does that look like? On a very high level, the drones take the aerial imagery. So you will hear that they use imagery from two sources. They use imagery from drones and imagery from satellites. Drones get very close to the trees and they can go leaf by leaf if they need to do that, and they take that imagery. Satellites provide them with the historical imagery that they're not able to get with drones. They then put these two sources together and they process those, and that is how they get the insights. The insights that are then consumed by their customers. The customers use what they call a mobile scouting app. They use this as a guide to underperforming areas. They can then take pictures, upload onto this app, and leave notes to share with their teams. The insights provide their clients with information into tree count, into identification of missing trees, and the size and health of their trees. I found this video, which I thought gives such a very good overview of how their customers actually interact with the application. Let's just listen to it very quickly.
Hi, I'm Rob, and if you're watching this, you're probably a farmer like me. Welcome to AeroView. I've been using this software to manage my farm for months now, and I'm here to show you around. Once you've created your farm, named it and chosen your crop type, the rest is easy. AeroView picks up your geographic location, so if you're on site, your farm will appear on screen. Otherwise, you can just type in your farm's location and it will show up on the map. Draw a boundary line around your entire farm, including all of your fields, and we'll try identify your individual fields. If your fields aren't automatically identified, draw individual boundary lines around each field. Once this is done, you'll get 2 years of historical satellite data for those fields. Then specify your field details by filling out the table. Now that you have full access to AeroView, here are the first steps you should take. Click the Monitor Crop Performance tab and see how healthy your fields are. Use the scale on the bottom to find weaker areas in the field. Now you'll want to find those weak spots in the field, so let's plan a scout. Go to the AeroView dashboard where you'll find your Scout Planner and click the plus sign to add a new mission. Plot the points on the map that are under stress. Give the scout a name and then save it. I added more scouts by repeating this process. All you need to do now is download the AeroView Scout app on your mobile phone, which is included in your monthly AeroView subscription.
Your planned scouting missions will show up, allowing you to find and start fixing problem areas quickly.
The data and insights I gained from AeroView have helped me keep my fields pest and disease free, which was vital in producing my biggest yield in years. Finally, it's time you see what drones can do for your farm. Switch out of your current farm by clicking this button. Select the Drone Demo Farm, an example of how drone data has been applied to someone else's farm. Click Monitor Crop Performance, then select Drone instead of Satellite. Click Visual Map Layers to show the actual photographs taken using the drone. Under Tree Data, choose which metrics you'd like to see. The drone data gives you insights about tree health, height, volume, and canopy area. As soon as you enter your credit card details, your first month of access is free. You'll also be able to request a drone flight and add drone data to your account. See you in the field.
And that is the story on Aerobotics. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I am available to answer any other questions that you may have. Thank you for hosting me today. I really had a great time. I am on social media, and those are my contacts if you'd like to connect and chat more about this story and anything AWS, really. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
Great stuff there. And Veliswa is joining us right now from Cape Town, I think, in South Africa. Hello, Veliswa. How are you?
Hi, John. Fine, thanks to you.
Great. Lots of positive comments in the Twitch stream there, or the Twitch chat. I mean, personally, it's completely wild to me that the bookseller from America is now selling services that allow farmers in South Africa to schedule drone flights to go and look at their fruit. It's just mad. I mean, great.
It's crazy.
So I guess tell us a bit more about I guess your relationship with the company you've just talked about. Do you work with them on a regular basis? Do they come and speak at your meetups? Like, what's your sort of day to day with them?
Not yet. So I joined AWS in December, and my biggest passion is understanding and knowing and telling our AWS customer success stories, how successful, what's made them successful on AWS. And I came across this story, and I found it to be born in South Africa, South Africans, and how it gives back to communities of South Africa, this business. And but now I have connected with them. I'm actually going to be meeting with them a lot more regularly because I want to understand their tech stack a lot more intimately. But up until I came across this story, not so much. But yeah, it's been so captivating.
Yeah, it's good. Before you joined AWS as an employee, you were named as a community hero. So that I think says that you were very active in the AWS community around you. What was your particular sort of community contribution out there?
It all started, so when the other video was playing out about interacting in the community, even if you don't feel ready, it so resonated with me because I believe that's where it started for me in the community. I remember the very first blog I ever wrote. I had just learned how to do cross-account access roles on AWS, just learned it. And I was given it as an assignment at work to do, and I did that, and I learned how to do that. And I went and I wrote a blog about, this is what I learned about this thing. And when I actually posted it, I said, if anybody picks up anything that I've gotten wrong, please let me know because I want to learn from this. And that's how it started for me. So I think mainly the fact that as I learn AWS, I would share. with the community, and the little bit that I learned. And when I did AWS certifications, I would write about my journey, how I prepared for my cert, what it was like, and what I got out of it. And once I started becoming a little bit more confident, I would also then mentor others who want to study towards AWS certifications. So it was a mix of all of those, just sharing my experiences, sharing what I know, mentoring, speaking at meetups. And I think it was just a combination of that that maybe led to the AWS Hero nomination.
That's great. Presumably, you've had to give that back now that you're an employee. They don't let you remain an AWS hero whilst also working for AWS. Is that right?
Yes, they do. I think they had actually forgotten to do that, and I was speaking at a closed user group leader meeting at reInvent, and I just joined AWS. I think I was 3 days in. So I'm introducing myself and I said, oh, I now work at AWS. I used to be a hero before. And it turned out that the person who runs the hero program was in the audience and he says, oh, I'm supposed to take that away from you. You're not supposed to be a hero anymore. And that's how I lost it. But yes. So yeah, you give it back.
Yeah, hang up your cape or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yes.
Tell me a bit about the tech community in South Africa. How sort of big, vibrant is it? What's the sort of focus? Is there any particular kind of area of technology that South Africans are really investing in right now?
There is a lot of excitement around AWS, and I think also, I was not the only hero. There's still two other heroes left that are still AWS heroes, and they're starting to really interact with the community, amplify AWS, get that excitement going, and there's starting to be a lot of visibility. And businesses in South Africa are starting to invest in the entire migration to AWS. Before I joined AWS, I worked for big enterprises. I always worked for banks, and banks can really just afford to, whatever they want to actually invest in. And I'd never been exposed to startups and smaller businesses. And since joining AWS, starting to interact with startup owners and CTOs from startups, and just finding out that excitement and wanting to transform through going to the cloud is so there, whether it's a startup or a big enterprise or a community member, a developer, there is so much curiosity around it. And yeah, the general tech stack, your coding languages, and also people just realizing that if you are a developer, you can bring that skill set to the cloud. If you learn AWS and you building on AWS, you bring that skill set with you. So there is that a lot of that excitement going on.
Yeah. And do you have a user group meetup out there that you're responsible for running or involved in some way?
Yes. So I am co-organizer of the Pretoria one. I think most people know Rihan van der Merwe. He's an AWS Community Hero. So we are co-organized. He's the main organizer for the Pretoria meetup. And I'm co-organizer there. And I am currently co-organizer of the Kenya Nairobi meetup as well. I'm just trying to get that going. But all of these, now that I work at AWS, kind of at some point have to kind of let people leave them to just run their meetups themselves. But for now, I'm co-organizer of those two meetups, and I interact with the other meetup organizers of the other meetup groups as well.
Right, you're a busy woman, Veliswa. It takes a lot of effort running just one meetup, I think, and there are sort of 6 of us doing that. So I'm assuming you're not doing that single-handedly, or I'm hoping you're not doing that single-handedly, because how you'd have time for your day job doing that, I have no idea.
Not really. The organizers, at the end of the day, I have to really leave them alone to run the groups the way they want to run them. So where I come in is where they need assistance. Then I'm available for them to come to me, and then I will assist in whatever way that they need help or however I can help. But I'm not really running them so much.
Gotcha. I guess we should offer, we have a number of people who in our user group who have spoken at user groups who may very well be interested in presenting for your one out in South Africa. Probably without traveling there, I would imagine, but video content the way you've done here. if there's any sort of positive to come from the COVID pandemic, it's that we've been able to invite people from other parts of the world to come and talk at our meetups, which is great. So what's the next the rest of the year look like for you at AWS? Is it's day one every day, right? Is what they say. You're always learning there.
Always day one. It's always day one. But next for me, it is growing interaction within the community from community members in the Sub-Saharan Africa. I look after all of Sub-Saharan Africa. I don't think we're quite there yet. You have pockets of people who interact, who share, who write blogs, who speak, who run meetups. I'm wanting to see more and a very diverse group of people do this. I keep saying when I was a hero and I would be interviewed and people would say, you're the first woman out of Africa who's a hero. And I say, it's great, but I don't want to be the only one. And if I end up just being the only one forever, then all of it was pointless. So for me is to have as diverse as possible, visible as well. All the heroes in Africa right now are male. We could have I think we can afford some diversity around that as well. And just so many people, just new faces as well, new faces interacting and sharing and being up there.
Yep, sounds good. Yeah, we've got a bit of a focus on inclusivity for our user group this year as well. We've intentionally trying to put diverse speakers on our digital stage, and I think we're doing okay. Nat's just posted a link into the chat to provide a bit more information about the Heroes plan and how to apply to join the program. So hopefully some people will be paying attention there. Thanks, Veliswa, for joining us. Thanks for your talk. Great to see a slightly unusual use of the technology. I guess it's we don't it's often sort of e-commerce or video delivery or something, not looking at plants and helping those grow. So it's nice to see a slightly different use case.
Yeah, really, really very interesting. Thank you so much for hosting me today. It was really exciting to be here and meet everyone.
Great, thanks, Veliswa. Do stick around and chat in the Twitch chat if you like. Thanks
Sure,
very much.
will do. Thank you.
Cheers.